Hi, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Charlene and I've been on the road since 2020. I fell in love with this lifestyle because it gives me freedom to go wherever I want. I get the opportunity to work less because I live a minimalistic life. And I feel that I get to enjoy life way more than I did when I was living in a house. I've had this Toyota Hiace van for 2.5 years now, and I previously had a Ford Transit van for 12 months. I never got around to making a van tour video for the Hiace because I feel that my build is just very simple and there isn't much to show. But it's been a requested video and I'm happy to share finally after 2.5 years. Welcome to my home. She's a little bit dirty at the moment, I apologize. I've just actually made my dinner. It's quite late in the afternoon, it's about 5:30 right now. So I'm gonna try and make this video for you guys because a few people now have been wanting to see my van. This is an automatic. It is a 2009 Toyota Hiace long wheelbase and it's a petrol. I bought it off a guy, he was the only owner. So it hasn't had multiple owners and he looked after it quite well. It had like a good service history and everything. And I looked around quite a bit. It was very difficult to find a Toyota Hiace because everyone wants them and people just put the highest price on them. It was a lucky score, this one was. And my dad actually spotted it and said, go and have a look at this, just as I was about to give up on a Hiace because I'd spent 2 months looking and I just couldn't find anything. My dad said, go and have a look. And then I went and had a look in the morning and I was like, I want to buy it. So it did have high kilometers. It had 289,000 on the clock. And I know that seems like a lot, it does. But if you do the research on Toyota Hiace vans, like you can literally get probably up to $1 million if you look after them. I've clocked 80,000 kilometers on the van now. I've had it for 2.5 years and honestly it's so reliable, and that is why I wanted to get this van. Obviously the van that I had before, the size was perfect. It was such an awesome van, but mechanically, oh my goodness, it was terrible. I'm not gonna lie, but don't buy a Ford Transit van, especially an automatic manual transmission. They are, it was a headache. And I saw about 8, I had this one issue, it was quite a complex issue. And at one point I saw about 8 mechanics over the 12 months that I had it. I could still drive the car, but I obviously couldn't sell it because this one issue. The last mechanic that I saw, he said to me, I'm gonna be real with you right now, no one is gonna be able to help you fix this. You need to see a transit specialist. There's only one in Western Australia, Melbourne, and sorry, I've just eaten. South Australia. So 3 mechanics that would actually deal with my manual automatic transmission transit. And yeah, I just couldn't wait to get rid of that van, to be honest. It was such a headache. And now I've had this, and even I had a flat battery the other day. I had a mechanic come out and he gave me a jump start. You'd think I'd actually have jump leads by now, traveling through this long, but I don't. Anyway, he gave me a jump start and he was like, your engine sounds great. And every time I get a service, they always tell me that everything is perfect with the car. I never really have major issues, touch wood. She's been amazing. And when you're traveling solo, you want a reliable van because you're traveling on your own and it just gives you peace of mind. Like, you don't want to be driving around something that's going to break down all the time because it really does make the journey so much more stressful. That van actually has given me a bit of anxiety. Even now I find that I feel a bit anxious when I'm driving long distance with no reception and stuff because I have that feeling in the back of my mind that this van is going to do the same, but they're completely different vans. Transit van, I actually had to get towed twice while I had it, and yeah, it was just so stressful. Get a good van. Got to mention, I paid $13,000 for this car, which is very, very cheap. You know, you could easily buy this car with nothing in it for 16,000. That's what the price is going, even with 280 on the clock. And I spent about 4,500 on doing the inside as well. And it took my dad and I about 2 months to do the build. First, initially, when I did the build, I had no solar, had no fridge, and I had no sink. And I was living in it because I'm just obsessed with living in a vehicle. Hiace vans have this really big part of useless space. That is about 10 centimeters of engine that is sticking out of the back. And my bed frame goes all the way up to the top, and then the mattress goes over the back as well, so it gives me that extra bit of space. So the bed frame as well is actually a secondhand bed. It's just a secondhand timber bed that I brought off of this lady on Gumtree for like $60, and that's actually the bed frame. And the timber that we used on the walls, which is just pine wood, I use that on the outside of the bed as well, just to make it look a bit nicer. So under my bed I have no slide out drawers, unfortunately. That is one thing that I would love to add to my van. Very simple, because I had no idea what I was doing and I kind of wanted to hurry up, and it just kept it very simple. So there's nothing slide out in the van, but I do really want something like a slide out drawer here would be nice, or a slide out drawer on the side. But at the moment I've got obviously these, what do you call them, slats, and I have baskets underneath with more stuff. It kind of can be a bit of a pain because yeah, you just have to constantly get in and out, and yeah, a lot of people probably would find that annoying, but you know, whatever. I've got more clothes, and then I've got some exercise equipment, and at the other side I have my battery system. When I first got the van, obviously I said I didn't have any solar. I just got the battery, the dual battery, put in the back, and I had it all done professionally because, again, I don't know what I'm doing, and I think with this kind of stuff you want to make sure you have it done properly because things can go wrong. Every time I'm driving, I'm getting that extra charge as well to the secondary battery from the alternator. When I first started living in the van, I only had the DC to DC charger. I didn't have solar, and I would actually cart around this big solar panel. It was a portable solar panel, and it was huge. And I don't know why I even bothered trying that out. It was a good experience. But I can definitely say, just get the solar on the roof. It makes life so easy. It was only about 6 months ago that I decided to get a solar panel. I had a friend who connected it for me. It's 120 watts. The battery at the back here is a 120 AH. I don't know if that's like amps or something. And then also my inverter is 300 watts, which gets me enough charge for my laptop, and I got a little blender that I can use as well. I have enough power to use my laptop during the day, charge my phone, and also keep my fridge running. Obviously when the sun is shining consistently, I can get away if it's for a day or so, but then after that, yeah, it starts dropping a bit low. Also, one other thing, if you didn't know, my dad gave me this really awesome tip. Charge everything during the day when the sun is shining. Like if you got drones, laptops, whatever you need, charge them during the day when the sun is giving you all that power. I didn't know that, and I used to charge everything at nighttime, and then my alarm would be going off saying my battery's going too low. And yeah, I thought I'd just share it just in case you're like me and you just have no idea about solar, because I really didn't. So the sun is like shining right in my face. And I've got a little bit of stuff here because I did a bit of shopping today. So this, again, we had no idea what we're doing, but it turned out great. I would really like to change this to a slide out drawer one day, but for now, you know, I'm not a picky person. I'm happy to just live this life, whatever. I make do with whatever I have, really. Don't mind my dishes. I really should have done them before I started the video. We've got some cute little shelves. I do need to get myself some plants or something to brighten it up, because it's very plain in here. The lovely fan to keep me cool at night when it's hot. These have just a little latch. It's kind of not the best, but I couldn't actually find any little latches. I don't know where everyone gets these fancy things from. So that's what we're using anyway. We've got a whole big mess happening in here, so please don't judge me. Knives and forks. I do clean that cupboard often and it always ends up like this. And in this drawer we have, yep, everything shoved in here again. I've got my water and my cooker and just a few other little things. I use the 25-litre water at the back here, mostly just for my dishes, because that water just sits still and I wouldn't really drink it because it's probably not good for you after sitting still for so long. And my sink, okay, I'm really embarrassed because every time I make a video I've always got dishes everywhere. This is the sink. I'm just using the pump sink. Can be a little bit annoying at times. What else do we have? Okay. My Kmart cooker, $20. I've had this for 2.5 years and she's great. I have another little storage drawer as well. That's just made out of the timber cladding that we did with the walls. And white, as you can see, is very dirty. Look at that. It's just stained everywhere. So this fridge is, you can only have it on fridge or freezer. It literally just cost me like $200. That's why I got it in the first place. I didn't have that much money when I did my van build and I kind of was on a budget, and the fridge just ended up working out quite well and I've just always kept it. This space here also fits a 65-litre brass monkey fridge as well, and I was planning on upgrading at one time, but yeah, this has just done me good and I don't really see the point in getting another one if this is perfectly fine. We have lovely cupboards. I'm not even going to attempt to open them because my clothes are probably just going to fall out everywhere. It's very full of clothes at the moment. So when I first had the van, and obviously I said I didn't have a lot of things, it was like a slow process. Every time I'd go back home, my dad would help me with something else, and this was one of the last things we ended up doing. And yeah, so originally I was getting clothes out from under the bed every single day, and I'll tell you what, that was a pain, because now I can be in the van and reach my clothes, where yeah, it was a bit of a pain doing that before, getting under the bed, especially when you just want to get, you know, your undies and your stuff for the day. It's like, oh. And I did that in far north Queensland too, and it was just the heat and everything, and I was getting frustrated because it was so hot. This is lovely, and you know, when you have those moments where you don't have something and it makes it difficult and you finally get that thing, you just appreciate it so much. You got to appreciate the little things. Okay, one little thing that I'm going to show you right now. If you're building a van, get a good hatch, because I'm going to blame this on my dad right now. We were debating which hatch to get, because obviously I said I was on a budget. There was like one for maybe $300 and one for $120 or something, and dad said, obviously he's just looking out for me, but he said just get the cheaper one. So I wanted to get the more expensive one, and he was saying just get the cheaper one because you know, don't spend all that money on just a hatch. It's annoying every time I'm driving if I haven't like taped it down at it. So I'll show you in a minute, but it's broken and I literally have to tape it shut because the wind catches when I'm driving and it literally just flaps in the wind, and it's just annoying. And the fly net has come off, so I can't really have it open at night because all the mosquitoes come in. So this is my trick. I used to tape it, but at the moment I've got a hair tie and a pen. It's the little things you do. Do not get a cheap hatch. Go with the more expensive one. I'm telling you, it's going to last longer. Question that I get asked. Oh, I'm being distracted. Look at those waves out there. Sorry, this is my view. Look at the waves. They're going off. There's one question that I just want to answer because I do get asked it quite often. It's just the bed size, which is, my bed is 170 centimeters long, and yeah, it takes up maybe the whole width of the van pretty much. If there was anything that I would change with the van, or the things that I want to get added, so definitely I would love this to be a slide out drawer. Then I can, you know, alternate a little bit more of cooking inside and outside. I have been cooking inside a lot. I just always make sure I got my hatch open, got my fan on, got a lot of airflow going. But yeah, obviously the smell of whatever I'm cooking sometimes lingers a little bit and it's kind of gross. I definitely want to add fly screens. I used to have fly screens on my old van and I don't have them on this van. And even last night there was a mozzie. Oh, and it was just hanging around for hours, and every time I put my light on to try and find the mozzie, I couldn't. So it was like 12:30 at night and this mozzie, and I finally got it. But yes, I would definitely invest in some good fly screens for the van. I would love to get a portaloo thing to put under my bed. Obviously I don't have one at the moment, and the last few years, well, since I've got this van, I've mostly been working at jobs that provide accommodation. So when I'm sleeping at night, I have a bathroom to go to. Like at the moment I've got a new job and I'm living on site as well. I have bathrooms there, so it's not like in the middle of the night and you're camping in a place where you don't know and you're busting for a wee. So it would be nice to just have that there. I think it's definitely something I'm going to invest in the future as well. I really think that's it. I think that's everything in my van. I absolutely love this lifestyle. I love the freedom. I guess I'm hooked on just being free and doing whatever I want. It's a really beautiful feeling, and all I can say is get a decent van and just do your research, get something good, because I've been there. I had a terrible van and now I've got something good. I'm gonna end this video here, so thank you so much. I'm gonna go enjoy this sunset now. It's really beautiful out there.